Hey, what is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Well, we need to talk. We need to have a sit down and we need to talk because this is getting really ridiculous, okay? So what we've seen in the market recently has been nothing but annoying, okay, for the most part. I'm not even going to lie. It's been very, very annoying, right? So last night, we were seeing a very, very crucial moment for Bitcoin, ADA, XRP, Ethereum. I mean, we were seeing all of our cryptos, all of our major plays. We had so many of them right at that peak where we were like, okay, this is that deciding moment where we could truly start to see some recovery here, right? Now, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pull up the charts just to kind of see, to give an illustration of what I'm talking about. And this will be fine. So, as you can see, we have been in this, horizontal symmetrical triangle for the last couple weeks, right? I mean, we've all known that. It has been moving pretty well, but we finally saw that upward push, that upward breakout that we were looking for. Now, no surprise that, we were finding some upward momentum. We weren't getting much tweets. We weren't getting FUD. We weren't getting anything that would cause the price to be manipulated in any single type of way. We're just letting this thing go naturally, and naturally speaking, it seems to me as if it wanted to go out. We saw the uptick in volume. Things were looking great, right? So we see this big trend within this channel operating pretty well. Some even some could say it was a bit of an ascending wedge there, but overall, we saw this breakout, and I always say don't buy on the first breakout. If you buy on the first breakout and then there's a retest, you will start to panic. So don't even buy on the first breakout. For me personally speaking, that's like my rule of thumb. I always wait for the retest and the surpassing of the previous level. So what that means is, say if we see a breakout like this, boom, wait for it to retest this area, look for it to backtest support, and then when it surpasses that previous level that it went up right there, once it surpasses that, that's a good entry, in my opinion. That's when I always look for an entry. And I say it all the time. Yeah, of course, they can just shoot straight out, but then I'll just have to take my L on that, and I'm not going to get on that game because I'm not confident in it, okay? So what we saw last night was very annoying. I was actually in training whenever it happened. My phone was getting blown up. So we saw, just like we said, boom. As soon as this happened, I made a video yesterday. We can even go look at that video. I said, wait for that backtest of support. Backtest of support, establishment of support. Didn't even have to go all the way back down. Boom. And then we see something very, very annoying happen. We get an Elon Musk tweet at this very, very crucial moment, right? I mean, we established a fantastic green candle here. This is very bullish. We were almost clearing that previous close there, and I would have been willing to bet money that our next candle would have broken this wick. I would have been willing to bet on it, okay? Immediately, right here, like right as this candle starts to form, right there, Elon Musk tweets this meme, basically, that was about basically them breaking up with Bitcoin, right? Just as a joke, okay? As a joke, right? From there, we saw a sell-off happen, and now we are working our way back within the symmetrical triangle after a fall of 8% over a tweet. Right. Now, I will say that it's not just a tweet, okay? Because once you see this downward momentum, it looks like rejection. And we start to see people fall. Once some people stop losses are set here. Once we clear below, stop losses get set. We see that big push. People buy back in. We go for that retest. People aren't confident. Once we see we can't close above it, and then we see an even bigger fall off. We see that happen all the time, okay? But I want to talk about the fact that this right here, and no one can change my mind, was caused because of Elon Musk. Okay, now we've seen it time and time again, and I have been the one of the only YouTubers who really hasn't blamed, manipulation on what we're seeing from the price. Typically, I like to keep it chill. Typically, I like to say, well, you never know. We could be just shaking out some of these short-term investors. It's something of that nature. Okay, but at this point, whenever we are seeing him be so quiet, right, on his whole way up. And once we hit a crucial moment that could signify a rise all the way back up to clear some of these fib levels at the 41s, to start to work our way back into our full long-term retracement levels. This was the moment we needed. And then you see something like that, it's hard to argue, right? It's hard to ignore. Okay, what his plan is, I don't know. I genuinely cannot figure it out. I don't understand what the idea behind it is and why he's trying to do that. But that's not even what I want to talk about. Okay, I don't care what Elon Musk does, because at the end of the day, in crypto, how Elon Musk feels about Bitcoin, to be fair, is very irrelevant. Okay, maybe in the short term, while we're seeing a lot of swing trading and a lot of big swings off of his tweets, yeah, maybe sure it's relevant. But in the grand scheme of things of what the overall idea behind cryptocurrency itself is, behind what crypto can do for the world, Elon Musk is irrelevant, okay? He can either be on board or he cannot be on board. But this in, out, It's very frustrating. Now, don't get me wrong. I have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars invested into Tesla. I have a lot of faith in Elon Musk in that realm of the world. Okay, when we're talking about electric vehicles, when we're talking about the production of a company, when we're talking about the overall development and establishment of a company that can change the world, I have full faith in that man whenever it comes to Tesla. That's not what I'm saying. This isn't me just trying to crap on Elon Musk. But what I'm saying is within the crypto world, I don't know what his plan is, but what he is doing is very, very, very dangerous for crypto itself. Now, let me explain why. As we did see, let me go back on the charts here just so I can kind of show it. As we did see, when Elon Musk announced that Bitcoin was buying Tesla, I mean, we saw Bitcoin start to really, really gain some momentum, okay? If we go look back, it was going to be around this area here, right? And then from there, we saw the big shoot up. And these are a lot of Elon fanboys, okay? These are a lot of Elon Musk, the same people who are buying a whole bunch of Doge just because he was pumping Doge, the same people who are going to just basically do whatever Elon Musk says because they just, I don't know. I don't know why. But there's a lot of them were introduced to the market. We saw the uptick in volume, right? But this is where my issue comes in, because now we're back to those levels. Okay, so sure, if Elon Musk says they're buying Bitcoin and we see it shoot this all the way up, and then they immediately say this is not what happened, but they immediately say never mind, no, we're not, and all those people who got in got out, sure, that makes sense, right? Because they just got in because of this news, they're going to get out because of this news. The issue that I have now is the fact that we are now back at the levels in which we were at. And he's still playing a factor. It's like this increase of volume gave him control over a lot of the market to the point that his word can be a deciding factor in uptrend or downtrend. But now we're back to square one. So just imagine if at this time, or like what we're seeing now, if Elon just wants to completely just dog out Bitcoin, I mean, just start spitting just horrific things about Bitcoin that could do it. I mean, this man could send us down to the 20,000s easily. What's the problem with that? Because we can't control it. What he's going to do, he's going to do, and there's nothing we can do about it. That's not what I'm worried about. I'm not sitting here spending all of my time praying that Elon is not going to tweet. But there's a few things that I hope people come to realize, because this is dangerous. This is very, very dangerous, because we're looking at a time where Bitcoin is getting very revolutionary for the world. People are starting to adopt it. We're seeing countries really start to hone in on it, right? We're seeing a lot of adoption of mining in other places now that China's banning it. We're starting to see Bitcoin hit real mainstream, okay? But the issue with that is when we think about, institutional investors, true institutional investors, not the ones who are just going to try to manipulate it because they have a lot of money. I'm talking about these people who will put a lot of money into it, who will believe into the project, who will help develop this and expand it out through the world. When we talk about them, if they see a market like this one that can drop 10% off a tweet of a Bitcoin emoji and a heartbreak emoji in a meme, who would realistically want to do that? How can we argue that Bitcoin is a store of value when you can lose 10% of your total value off a tweet? That's where my issue comes in, and that's where my frustration comes in. And he is hurting the overall outlook of what Bitcoin can be in the short term. In the long term, I still think his opinions are relevant. Okay. But now I want to talk to the people who make moves off of Elon Musk, because me and you need to talk, because I think there is some type of miscommunication going on here. If you are basing your investments off of how Elon Musk feels about something, you are investing for the wrong reasons, and you're not, as we always say, doing your own research. Okay. If you bought it just because Elon said that he was buying it, and if you sell it just because Elon tweets Bitcoin heartbreak, you are not doing these things for the right reason. Now, there's an exception. If you're trading this, if you immediately saw that tweet and shorted it to take advantage of that drop that you knew was coming, that's different. I'm talking for long-term investors. I'm talking about the people who just 3 months ago planned on holding this thing for the next 10 years, but then Elon Musk starts tweeting about it, and it's a little bit, maybe I do, maybe I don't want to be in Bitcoin, and now they're just automatically selling all their positions because of Father Elon, you know what I mean? He's starting to speak negatively about it. If that is your motive for investing, you are in this market for the wrong reason, and honestly, if you're going to get out, I'm not going to try to stop you. Okay, because the thing about that is you need to truly educate yourself on the fundamentals and the principles of what a true investment is and how to research your investments. Okay, basing your investments off a tweet, right? If one single tweet that didn't say I'm selling Bitcoin, that didn't say, anything of that nature, because no surprise here, we haven't got any reports of Tesla selling Bitcoin. Yeah, he can say what he wants, but look behind the clear picture. There is some type of motive here, because Elon always has a motive. If he's talking about all of this stuff, if he is saying that we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're not accepting Bitcoin, then next thing you know, they're working to get Bitcoin up, and then all this stuff, and he's shilling Doge, but he's not selling any of his crypto. Look at the bigger picture, okay? Why are you selling your investments based off of a tweet from a man who's not selling his? It doesn't make sense. Okay. And so, yeah, I'm a little frustrated right now because I have a lot of newer viewers on my channel. I have people who came from the hype train. I have people who came from the meme coins, and they don't understand true research. Okay. And so that's why I do all of these videos where I go and I actually research cryptos. I do live streams where we research cryptos. We look at the fundamentals of basics because it's so important to have an idea of what truly makes an investment. And I believe that Bitcoin, that crypto, that ADA, that Ethereum, that all of these different ones can be that. But when people are reacting and selling their investments based off of tweets from a person who didn't make crypto, he had nothing to do with crypto, right? When we look at the overall timeline of crypto, Elon Musk has only been around for just a little while. And realistically, if he wants to get out, we will keep this train going. We did all of this. All of this. Let's go. Let's go back up here. We did all of this without Elon Musk. Why are we seeing this now? Because of him. At the end of the day, who is it? Now I understand it. You know, we see it in the stock market sometimes, right? Let's say Warren Buffett. Sure, fine. Warren Buffett, Cathie Wood, Charlie Munger, one of them, any of them. Say if they have a significant amount of money invested into a company like, let's say, Apple. And then they see a fundamental change in Apple itself that causes them to retract that investment, to sell that investment because they don't have as much faith in it in the long term. If at that point you decided that you wanted to sell Apple based off of seeing their vision as to why they decided to take their money out of it, that is understandable. But that is not what we are seeing right now. Right? We are seeing someone who clearly understands that he has the power to control this market and who just so happens to tweet at some of the most crucial times that could send this thing back up. And people are basing their long-term investments off of it. Again, I'm going to say it again. If you are basing your investments off of the things he says rather than the thing he does, at least, you're in it for the wrong reasons. If you got in when they said, we know Elon owns Bitcoin. We know he owns Doge. We know he owns these different cryptos. If he went off just selling all of them, okay, fine. For some reason, if you want to follow him to that point that you will sell when he sells, sure. Even though I don't think, in a grand scheme of things, is he some big grand crypto investor? No, he's done some phenomenal things in the business world outside of crypto. Okay, but my thing is, if you wanted to go just to that extent to sell because he sold, that makes sense to me. Fine, if you're that much of a fan of him and you only got into crypto because of him, but that's not even what he's doing. He is simply moving this market for whatever his own personal reasons are that none of us will really know for now, but we will know eventually. And so again, if that is your purpose, you need to genuinely take a second to go study investment. You need to truly get some books and start to understand what makes a true investment, what short-term emotional trading is. You need to understand what, technical analysis is. You need to understand all of these things because that is the only way in which you will truly see gains in the long term, in my honest, true opinion. But making these emotional decisions based off of tweets is not going to get anyone very far. And that's my opinion. So I'm not trying to, be the Debbie Downer. I'm not trying to be that guy. I very rarely come on here and actually show frustration, but it is a very frustrating thing to see that right now the potential of Bitcoin can't be reached because of someone who's honestly not that relevant in the terms of what has he done. You know what I mean? Sure, he sent Bitcoin price up. Sure, I give him that credit. Whenever we were at these levels and he came in and said that he was buying Bitcoin, he shot it up. But we're back to those levels, right? We're back to those levels. So realistically, at that point, what exactly has he done? You know what I mean? He brought a lot of attention to Bitcoin. Now he's bringing bad attention to Bitcoin. So at the end of the day, why are you making your decisions off of what he talks about? Okay, so that's that. That's how I feel. I just had to get that out there. This is a video that needed to be made because I know there are people who support me who don't know. Maybe should I be following Bitcoin, or Elon? If Elon don't like it, maybe I shouldn't like it. If you're thinking like that, please, again, just start doing a little bit more research, okay? So that's going to be about it for today's video. We have Money Morons coming out in a few hours. I really just had to rant, and I had to get that out there, and I hope you guys do understand what I am trying to say behind all the frustration. So with that all being said, I hope you guys do have a great day. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to figure out these trades. We got stopped on a couple of them, so I'm probably going to re-enter on a few because I'm not all that concerned. I'll go over some technical analysis and all of that in the next video, as I don't want to make this one 20 minutes long. So with that being said, I will see you guys very soon. Drop in for Money Morons in about 2 or 3 hours from now, and I hope to see you all very soon. Peace.